Welcome to another edition of Play It Through. This time around, it's Back to the Future, Part 2 and 3. In this run, I'm just doing Part 2. And the reason for that is it takes forever. This game is brought to us by LJN, the makers of Friday the 13th, as well as many other really bad licensed games. Now, I actually kind of like Friday the 13th, but I hate this one. Now, it basically follows very loosely the story of Back to the Future Part 2 and Part 3. But for this run, just Part 2 is what we're focusing on, so yeah. Basically, the almanac, the sports almanac, bought by Marty. Biff gets a hold of it, the old Biff gives it to the young Biff, turns 1985 into like Biff World or whatever. And basically, you have to go around and collect 30 random objects that are misplaced in time. Objects from 55 or somehow in 1985 or 2015 and all, every other variation you can possibly think of. This game is a platformer mixed with some puzzles because of the whole item place. The items are placed randomly. You have to enter through these random warp-type gate things with the up and down arrows to go from street to street. It took me forever to even figure out that they were streets. I never knew that. In fact, when I first played this game as a kid, I got 2 seconds into it because I never even knew about the time traveling. I never knew anything about it. Now, first off, what I'm doing here, this is the first of 30 puzzles. These little mini room puzzles. By completing this, by collecting all the clocks in the room, you get a trophy, which ends up being one of the 30 objects you need to collect. Now, I'm going to tell you right off the bat, I'm going to die during the course of this run. I know all my other games so far I haven't died in. Mainly because those games aren't nearly as much of a pain in the butt as this game. This game isn't overall the hardest game ever created, because it's actually beatable. But actually dying in this game sometimes is absolutely necessary, whether or not it's to save a good 2 minutes of time, or whether or not it's because you cannot make a jump, or at least I could never figure out how to make a jump. Sometimes I'm gonna get hit by enemies, but this game takes at least 2.5 hours or so to beat. And this is the very first time I'm going to beat it. So you're seeing something very rare in terms of NES games. This is one of the very few ones that I never beat. And when I decided to start doing these runs, I thought to myself, you know what? I need to do Back to the Future Part 2 and 3. Mainly because I've never done it before. I've completed a ton of NES games. I know there's like 690 some in the US library alone. And I'd say I've completed at least 70% of those games at least once. There's some obscure games that I haven't completed, or ones that I consider not beatable because they're arcade games, such as Donkey Kong. You can't really beat Donkey Kong unless you're considering just beating the there's 4 levels, once. If that's considered, really beating it, then you beat it. But it's an arcade game, so those games can't really be beaten. That, Galaga, Defender, great games, but they're not, because they were based on arcade games, they're not really beatable. Now this is another one of these puzzle things. Another useless puzzle thing. I found out that there's 2 items other than the 30 objects you can collect, which was the remote, which I picked up right after the first puzzle room. Which that allows you to call the DeLorean at any time, even though anytime you die or fall into a hole, it appears and throws you back on land. For whatever reason, you need to call it with a remote in order to time travel. To time travel in this game, you must collect the little radioactive things. That's the little radioactive symbol in my corner. I just picked up one. Throughout this course of this run, there will be long periods of time where I'm just running around trying to collect radioactive pieces. Because it costs 10 pieces of the radioactive stuff to time travel to the next time period. By next, I mean, if you're in 55, to travel to 85. If you're in 85, to travel to 15. But if you're going to travel from 15 to 55, it costs 17 radioactive pieces. Now, it would make sense if I could just completely stock up in a nice area, get, max it out, get like 100 of them. But wait, they stop you at that. You can only collect a maximum of 40. Anytime you enter and exit a street, some of them they respawn. The problem is, after they respawn 2 or 3 times, they stop respawning, and you must continue the game, at least for a while. Then I think eventually they end up respawning again. But they stop you from being able to do that, which kind of makes it more challenging, but in this game it's so freaking tedious to collect radioactive pieces of crap that it drives you up the wall. After playing so many bad games, I mean, like, some people consider Silver Surfer to be bad, and it is because it's really, really hard. Other people, Friday the 13th. I think Mickey Mouse Capades is a pile of crap, and there's lots of other really bad games. Not until you play this game trying to complete it, which, on my practice run, I only completed, I'd say 75%, just to get, a good feel of it, because I didn't expect it to be so long, because not only were licensed games not long back in the day, most NES games in general were not very long. But with that, I found out that this game is not a mere NES game, a mere licensed game. No, this game was created by masochists. They wanted to be in pain. They must have been being whipped at all times while creating this game, because they want the player to feel like they're being whipped in the back the entire game. Now, how may you ask? Did they do that? Well, they have these annoying, stupid object rooms. They also have the rooms where which I haven't done yet, where you actually have to place the 30 objects. Because remember, you don't have to just collect 30 objects, you have to then find the secret spots to place them all back in their correct time period. By doing so, how to do so is you have to solve a word scramble, which isn't very hard, but I must admit I have them all written down right now where they are. So I know where I'm going with them, I know where they're supposed to go. So at least I know what I'm looking for, I can easily grab it. Now some of them are obvious because of the length of word. Other ones, on the other hand, you have to actually kind of figure out for a little bit. I've already done so there's areas and there's spots aren't going to take very long. They're going to take a split second for me just to select the object. But let's say you don't know. Now you can pause the game pressing start and rearrange the letters. But if you, for whatever reason, pick the wrong object by accident, which is quite possible because scrolling through stuff sometimes fast, will cause you to select the wrong thing. Or if you just somehow get the word wrong, which could also be possible because not everyone's good at word scrambles because they're not that great anyway. But if you pick the wrong object for whatever freaking reason, the item explodes. And yes, it does explode, and somehow magically travels back to the object room in which it first started. Yeah. You don't know how annoying that is unless you've played the game. Most people who have actually asked to play this game couldn't figure out what to do. And except for the one FAQ on Game FAQs, until I read that, I didn't even know what the point of this game was. I didn't even know these, I knew the object rooms existed. I didn't know how to figure them out because I kept falling through this stupid sand-like crap. Or being hit and dying. I also didn't know that you're supposed to collect all the clocks and then thus get an object and place it into its correct place. Now, I rented this game as a kid, I never owned it, so I never played it that much. But, when I did rent it, I ended up hating it, and I immediately asked to go back to Blockbuster, so I could thus return the game. The music in this game is horrible. I've left it intact because it makes sense to leave it all in there. But while playing this game, I must admit, I turn the sound off. I turn it down. Because I must have the sound completely down, off, whatever you want to call it, for playing during this game. Because of that annoying sound anytime a bird, some reason, appears on screen. And now, you've heard it, I'm sure, many times during this. I thankfully have not, because I'm playing with the sound off. But every time that bird appears and that high-pitched sound happens, I want to take my microphone and shove it in my eye. Then I want to pull it out with my eyeball still on the microphone and then shove it in my ear. I want to use my eyeball to stuff my ear so I don't have to hear it anymore. Now, I'm not trying to be angry about this game. I'm not going to scream and shout about how much I hate this game, because that's just copying every other reviewer on there. But I will rant. I will say things that I think are funny, or at least somewhat amusing, because this game takes forever, and I have to somehow keep myself sane. So if I ramble about something during the course of this stupid run with these stupid copycat things, and I hate them, and the stupid clones, and they want to freaking kill me. But if I start ranting incoherently, please ignore. Just enjoy the game, because the game is awesome. The game is worth suffering over, because it's I definitely feel better now that I'm playing it. And once I complete this game, I can throw it up as a victory. A complete victory, so that I know that I truly have beaten a pile of crap. I now think, just from the test run alone, have this game ranked as the worst NES game of all time. And I will stand by that. Now, I'm sure many don't have this as the worst game of all time. I'm sure they don't. Some people say Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde is the worst NES game of all time. There's also a few games that I've randomly seen that I don't even think can classify as a game, such as 90% of what's on Action 52. But, needless to say, this game's bad. And it's because of the 30 objects, the 30 puzzle rooms, the mindless collecting of radioactive pieces, that I have to rank this game as the worst NES game. Because at least Action 52, it sucks. But it's so short that it's just like a short dental drill clearing out a very small cavity and putting in a small filling. Playing this game, on the other hand, is having major dental surgery. Dental reconstructive surgery on almost every tooth in your mouth, while also having pieces of broken glass pulled from your back, toes, hands, while simultaneously receiving paper cuts in any place glass is currently not sticking out of. And I'm dead serious. That's how it feels like. That's what it feels like playing this game. And I'm sure you're saying it doesn't look that bad. I'm sure that's what you're saying. And it could just be that I'm very tired trying to complete this game. But I think it's horrible. And I actually like really bad games. I've seemingly played some bad games, and not until after I completed my playthroughs and put them up did I realize, man, I just played some crappy games. Like some people Friday the 13th, or Mickey Mouse Days, or Blues Brothers, as well as some other ones that'll be coming very soon that I've been working on, such as Renegade. But with that being said, I put all things on hold when I saw that comment on one of my videos that asked me about Back to the Future Part 2 and 3. And I said, you know what, I put all my other videos on hold and decided to do this one. I'm probably stupid for doing so, but hey, there's no other videos on this game. Now this walkthrough, this run-through isn't going to be perfect, and I wouldn't suggest using it mainly as a walkthrough or anything like that. Though you're free to use my path that I use, but I'm sure I'm going to mess up, causing the path to be kind of stupid and not worth any effort. But there's no videos about this game other than like a couple 3-4 minute clips of just random gameplay or people ranting about how bad the game is. You know, many of course are entertaining and funny, you know, like AVGN, Irate Gamer, you know, stuff like that. Those things are hilarious, and I love them. The reason why I do videos now. But for as bad as this game is, even for really bad games like, you know, Silver Surfer and other ones, there's strategy you know, there's walkthroughs, there's discussion of how bad the game is. You know, there's a small community of fans that really like the game. I didn't find it with this one. The only walkthrough on Game FAQs that I used was from 2001, and I needed it just to mainly explain what the hell I was trying to do in this game. Because I never even knew there was a remote, really, that you could even use the DeLorean to go back in time to travel between the 3 time periods. I didn't even know that existed. I now know, obviously. But still, I didn't know then. Sad part is I've been playing this game now for about 15 minutes, 16 minutes or so. And we're not even breaking the ice. We haven't even, like, put a little crack in the ice yet. I mean, we're throwing rocks at it. You know, we're trying to break it, but hell, we're not doing any luck yet. Seriously, we've got a long way to go, folks. You know, you may want to, you know, buckle in. You know, close your eyes for a little bit, take a little rest, you know. I'll wake you up when we get to the end. I'll nudge you, I'll make sure you're up. But, you know, don't stress yourself out over it. I think someone probably put up an ending video just to show you the ending of this game. Which, I've seen the ending, so I already know how bad that is. We'll, of course, talk about that once we get closer. If not, multiple times before we even get there, because I run out of things to talk about. I mean, okay. Since this is Back to the Future, why not talk about Back to the Future? I love the movies. Mainly Back to the Future 1. I'll be honest, I'm really not a huge fan of Back to the Future 2 or 3. Mainly because I thought they're obviously 2 and 3 just seemingly capitalized on the money that Back to the Future 1 surprisingly made, and pretty much in a lot of ways just parodied 1. The only cool part I liked about Back to the Future 2 was the final, you know, the final thing when they go back to 55 and he has to avoid himself, while all the scenes from 1 are kind of going on at the same time. That I always found absolutely cool. But the whole, you know, future thing just wasn't, you know, I thought was, you know, kind of stupid, but a little bit funny. And the storyline kind of made sense of, you know, that would be, you know, that could make sense. Well, because half of the lines are, of course, parodied from the first movie, half the situations are taken straight from the first movie as well, it always seemed to me more of a parody, more of a mock sequel, you know, than an actual official sequel. Though I still enjoy the movies, and when they're on television, I always watch them, usually back to back to back, to the future. But, I love Back to the Future 1. Don't like Back to the Future 1, the video game. At least not the one on the NES. I hate this game. I like Super Back to the Future 2 for the SNES. Even though that game is completely bizarre and has just about as much as this game has to do with the first game. I mean, the movie it's based off of. What the hell? For even a licensed game, what the hell does this have to do with Back to the Future for the most part? Ignore the almanac little thing. Sorry, the mic fell for a second. But seriously, I mean, the hamburgers, the spiky turtle shell things from Mario, you know, the birds, the plant snake things coming out of the drains, the bats. I mean, the clouds, the fact that the water's yellow, the fact that it doesn't look anything like 1985 even from Back to the Future Part 2. You know, The only thing kind of interesting was you saw a few seconds ago one of those people that look exactly like you, the clones that randomly are made every time you time travel, which is kind of initially cool, because if you run into them, you die, thus making it because you officially would have ended the universe or whatever that rule is. But even with that, seriously, that gets annoying after I get into this game a little bit and there's a clone every 5 seconds because I've traveled like 100 times back in time now. I've made like 100 different versions of me, technically, even though, officially the clone should only appear where I was when I traveled, between the time periods and back and forth and blah, 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 but they don't. They just kind of appear, they kind of mimic me because they jump at the same time I do, but they do a super jump, a full long jump every time I press jump, even if I do just a short one. So they're really not even exact clones of me. So, whatever. Kind of stupid. I mean, I know LJN's not very good. I know that. They've proven that. But I don't know if this game quite, couldn't have lived up to the expectations that any game company has for a game. I mean, the music's pitiful. The point of the game is horrible. It's not even really that much based off of the license that you probably spent a very large amount of money to acquire. You already made one game based off this franchise and it sucked, and everyone pretty much universally said it sucked. But somehow you take all that into consideration and you still turn out a piece of crap. It's just, lead a horse to the water, but you can't make it drink. That's exactly what LJN did with all the input I'm sure they received after the horrible game that was Back to the Future 1. When somehow they got worse because they made this game, which is far worse. Like I said before, I'm only including Back to the Future 2 in this. I'm going to do 3. One of the reasons is because of the length of 2, how long it takes, and 3 doesn't take very long in comparison. But after I complete 2, I will definitely need a few, something other games to wipe the memory. Because it's just that bad. As we are only 20-some minutes into this run, we're not even a quarter of the way. When we reach about 30 minutes or so, we'll be about 1/5 through this. Now, I'm putting this up in multiple parts because of YouTube, but I'm only gonna put up like 3, half an hour of it per day. Number 1, because I'm gonna milk this one for a while, just because it takes so long to complete, and the fact is, I don't even think if I put up all 15, 14, whatever parts it's gonna take me to make this game, complete it, I don't care who you are, you're not gonna sit there and watch all this in one sitting. At least I don't think you are. I mean, that's cool if you are. That's just awesome if you're willing to do that, because number 1, that means I guess I'm somewhat entertaining enough that you'd be willing to do that, or the fact that you somehow really, really like this game, or you're a masochist and you like suffering. As I continue on, I give you a walkthrough, like Friday the 13th, I told you what I was doing, I was exactly pointing out, but in this game, I'm really not doing anything. There's no real set path. That guide in Game FAQs has a map of all of it, but you make your own path. I mean, first I head up, because of the remote, and then I work my way south, collecting all the items, placing the items in the puzzle rooms when I get the opportunity to. And then after I've gone from north, all the way up, back down, after I make sure I try to get every item possible, and then I'm just gonna place all the items. I mean, there's no real strategy to the game, because it's one of those games. The only game I could ever compare this to, really, was the DAZE series of games. My favorite being the Fantastic Adventures of Dizzy, which I will do a run of, because I love that game. That game's a lot of fun, because you're pretty much finding the random objects, because you have to give them, put them in certain places, whether or not it's making a medicine for your, for the sick old guy, or whether or not it's, making a fire to thaw out one of your friends that's in an ice block, or all that cool stuff. It's the things of finding the different items. It makes finding the different items and figuring out where they're supposed to go makes the game cool and fun. You know, because it kind of rewards you because, you know you're getting a little far. They give you usually keys for finding out where certain places go, allowing you to continue farther into the game. This game, on the other hand, doesn't reward you for any of that kind of stuff. Just kind of plops you into the world and says, here, beat the game. We're not going to tell you anything else about it. We're not going to reward you along the way, give you cool power-ups, you know, or give you some cool items, or give you some nice animations, or some real, you know, stuff to keep you playing the game. Hell no, we're just gonna throw you into the game, and you gotta figure it out. You gotta do everything. We're not gonna really help you, we're not gonna reward you. Here, sit here, suffer for 3 hours, you know, 2, 3, 4 hours long, however long it takes you to beat this game. Which, if you've never played it, it will take you like 3, 4 hours to beat this game, probably, if not longer. If you lose all your lives in this game, you have to start from the beginning again, pretty much. I think you lose all your items that you've collected, thus making it absolutely worthless. Sorry if I yawn anytime during the course of this run. It's just because it sucks. I'm tired and it's bored, and it's boring. And it's bored, what the hell. And I'm bored, and the game's boring. That's what I meant to say. I mean, I'm jumping on, like, beer mugs, you know. Oh, here's the part, you know, this is one of those parts where I have to die, because I couldn't make that jump. That platform that I was on, some of them you can move left or right. For whatever reason, that one can't move. I've spent time before trying to do that on it. I just said screw it. Now, I gotta get back over. You know, to do so, I'm gonna jump, use the DeLorean, move myself closer, jump, die again, use the DeLorean, jump on the platform, move myself back around. You know, I couldn't figure out any other way to pull that off. The other cool thing is that you have, two instances where you must use seeds, plant them in 1955, travel to 2015, it's a full-grown little tree thing, and you can use that in order to get to two of the doors. There's some other instances where you're supposed to kind of use it, but you can use the DeLorean death thing like I have been doing in order to reach those doors. But there's 2 instances where you have to do it, which is kind of cool, except for the fact you have to waste so much radioactive material traveling back and forth. Because first you gotta go to 15 to figure out where exactly you gotta stand, then use 17 to travel back to 55, plant the seed, collect 17 more to travel back to 2015, and then grab the item. Which, since you can only hold 40, and they're actually not that easy to obtain sometimes you're just walking around killing the same stupid walking hamburgers, or mugs of beer or whatever. You're going around collecting the same crap over and over and over again, and then all of a sudden, sometimes they stop dropping it. I mean, it just becomes absolutely annoying. And here, this is that puzzle room. There's the first item, revolver. You pretty much collect the 30 things. By using the 30 objects in the correct area, you unlock a piece of this, like, picture, which ends up being a picture of the almanac, and somehow that gives you the almanac. So, I don't know if that means you're literally collecting the pieces, little tiny bits and pieces of the almanac. I don't understand it. That doesn't make sense. You know, how does that work? How by collecting little pieces of the almanac, you know? Because if someone just had 30 random pieces of a book, it would be a pain in the butt to put it back together in the correct order, especially since it's a book with multiple pages. To try and put it back together would be improbable and almost impossible. Is that what I'm led to believe that you're doing, so you can thus destroy the almanac again? Because that's what you're doing in the game. You're finding the pieces, getting the almanac, so you can then take the almanac and destroy it. It seems to me, if it's in 30 pieces scattered throughout 3 different time periods, the goddamn thing is broken up enough that nobody is going to be able to find it, considering there's only one known time machine in existence. And I don't even care that old Biff knows that knows about the time machine. he isn't going to be able to find that much fuel. His old ass will not be able to jump on hamburgers, avoid clouds, avoid clones of himself in order to go around to the different streets that somehow aren't accessible in every time period, and collect all the 30 objects in order to get the almanac back, just so he could then travel it back to 55, give it to young Biff, and actually can use it. No, it's not going to happen. I don't understand it. What's the point of 30 objects? If the game was solve a couple of puzzles and then eventually you find the almanac by defeating, outsmarting Biff or whatever, that'd be cool because it'd be more based on the movie. But wait, it's LJN. Not many other things based on movies really have anything to do with the movie. Sorry, like I said before, ranting will happen during the course of this because it's just suck. It's the suck. That's what this game is. I know I haven't really put any other videos before I put this series of videos up because I was working on this. I've been working on figuring out everything, writing down what I need to know where all the objects are. And this game has taken me 3 days of my free, most of my free time of the 3 days. Besides work and stuff like that. It's taken me the 3 days to complete this, complete everything. And there's the second object. 2 of 30 are complete, and we're 31 minutes into the game. I've completed 2 of the 30 parts of the game I need to complete, and we're 30 minutes in. Now, granted, from after I get the pieces, they become easier to find the places they're correctly supposed to be placed. I know that, granted. But still, it's just one of those things. 3 parts have, pretty much been put up already, and I'm only, done 2 objects. But speaking of 30 minutes, we are now 1/5 of the way complete this game, hopefully. 2 hours and 30 minutes. Up Back to the Future. Part 2 and 3. If for some reason it takes longer than 3 hours, I'm seriously messed up. But let's hope it doesn't. Here's another one of those ones that clones that follow my exact pattern, which isn't very hard to dodge them, especially in this one. Oh, I outsmarted him. Oh, shit. Oh, God. I outsmarted. Oh. Well, it was gonna get me. And those things are annoying. I'm probably gonna screw 1 or 2 of them up during the course of it. Because you're gonna screw them up too when you first do it. Here's a third object room, handcuffs. There we go, 3 are done now. I had to kill myself again there. I mean, it's not like I really want to kill myself, but this is the only way I'm being able to make those jumps. It's just best to do it that way. In case you're wondering what those blue guys are throughout the game that look kind of like a police officer, those are supposed to be Biff. And I'm not kidding, that's what they're supposed to be. They're supposed to be Biff. Even though they look nothing like Biff, they look like cops. They throw marbles at you, or rocks that bounce. I don't know what they are. There's another one there. I mean, they have 2 kinds. That Biff that, throws the marbles at you, and then the Biff that, hoverboards. In which case, when you kill them, you get a free hoverboard. Which is kind of cool, but they can be annoying because they come out of nowhere, and most of the time they'll hit me and kill me. Now this one is School Daze, with school-based objects like robotic teachers and, diploma caps, graduation caps. And, wow. There's these Donkey Kong things, that's exactly what they are. They're just like a bad version of Donkey Kong. With more objects that are stupid, all theme-based around something, whether or not it's a school, or whether or not it's a, the malt shop, or whether or not it's someone's house, they're all based on something, so they have objects based around that. Probably wasn't cooler if there was Donkey Kong in the game. I mean, there's already stuff that looks like Mario characters, so why not just include Donkey Kong flat out? You know what? Screw it. Throw Donkey Kong into the game. Now this part right here, that big thing I just grabbed, that's the compass, which is actually one of the more useful items. Because the compass, when I press select, I use the remote. You have 3 objects in your select screen. It's the remote. The middle one is the seed. That seed can be planted in 1955 and then travel to 2015 and a big, like an actual little tree thing grew. So you need to use that in order to get to 2 places in the game. But that's what that does. And the final object in there is the compass. That compass, when you select it, tells you what year you're in, what street you're on, and the exact coordinates in which you are. And I was able to go through the game using the compass to mark down everywhere I need to go, where I need to place the objects and such. So that's why, you know, I'm able to actually do somewhat better than my first attempt trying to do this game, because of using that compass there to make sure I knew everything. Stupid birds. Hate those birds. Seriously, I hate them. Screw those birds. Trying to get up here now. There we go, using the bat to its full advantage. And now we got Fill Her Up. Wow. Is this supposed to be some kind of like a gas station themed one? All I can say is absolutely, positively, wowzers. I love like the half-naked, muscly guy that I just jumped over. He's so cool looking. He looks like a bad, rejected enemy from Double Dragon or something. Like, seriously, like, what the hell is up with that guy? Work my way down through these sand, dirt piles that disappear. Oh god, there's the trophy. I gotta work my way over and try to get it. Success! And another one of these stupid things. And I got the electric guitar. Woo! Oh yeah, I got the electric guitar, damn it. You know it. I have no idea what that was. Ooh, key. Make sure I have all of you. I have 30 keys total in the game. You need 30 stupid object rooms to enter. I'll probably say 30 object rooms about 10 more times during the course of this. So be prepared. Prepare yourself. And they're coming. They're coming in mass quantities. They're coming by the boatload. But not the banana boatload. No, don't get on that boat. The banana boat. 1985. Back to Meltdown Land, which is exactly where I start from at the beginning of the game. That was just kind of irony there. Wasn't even intentional. Work my way up here, and go in this one. A lot of people do this room first, but because I kind of go to the left at the beginning, you know, I don't do it. That sinking feeling, because it's nothing but the stupid dirt pile. Sinking, you gotta run across quickly. Run across quickly in order to grab the stupid clocks, and if you fall through, you're dead. You're dead. And if you jump, you die too. On some parts, it seems like you jump, and if you don't land on, like, if you land on any of, like, the non-solid one, like, you instantly just, like, seemingly fall through and die. I don't know. It's completely weird. It's one of those things you just gotta do it the way it wants you to, and then you're good to go. Collected another radioactive piece. Ooh, boatload of them there. Key. Probably would have been smarter for me to just collect there, but oh well, let's do it right now. Trying to get this, you know, trying to move ahead as quickly as I possibly can. Which isn't very easy. I think we all can, you know, I think we can all agree at this point that this game is not very exciting to watch. It's not very enjoyable. And the music's bad too, so, like I've said before, as I put in Walkman. Yeah, Walkman. Another object done. As we are 12 objects collected. We have 12 of them. 12 of 30. We're almost halfway there in terms of the objects collected. We're almost halfway there. Almost. But we can all agree that this music sucks, so...
I'm not going to blame you on this run in particular if you just want to watch the game. If you just want to watch the game get played, or just, you know, watch the last part and see the ending, go ahead and be my guest as well, but seriously, go ahead, you can mute it, because I know the music sucks, as this one is After Dark at the Cafe. Because every time you grab another clock, it keeps turning the lights out on you like it's all tricky and stuff. Woo. Except the same, the design of this one in particular ends up being repeated like 6 times throughout 30 object rooms, which I think, and since there's only 30 object rooms, and you know, they all for a different item anyway, couldn't they all, they could be like the same theme, but why can't they just look slightly different? The only thing that changes in some of them is the colors, as I kill myself intentionally twice to make sure I can make it over to this jump. Kill a turtle shell thing, I don't know what it is, it's Biff. Yeah, I don't know how he keeps finding me either. He's like, there's 800, like, just as many Martys that have appeared through time traveling, there's that many Biffs as well. They're just absolutely, positively annoying as hell to have to deal with. Stupid little, like, turtle shell type thing. Ooh, a hoverboard. Too bad the hoverboard then explodes. I understand it can run out of power or whatever, like the one did, but because of water, it like just stopped working. But I don't understand why they completely explode in this game. Obviously, in order to make sure you can't just fly the whole level with a hoverboard, I get that much. But seriously, why do they have to explode? Couldn't they just like fall off and not be hovering anymore? Just fall off screen while you're over a pit or something, so it kills you as well. Stupid annoying bird. If you haven't already like stabbed something into your ear to stop your hearing because of that stupid bird, I'm shocked. You're a trooper. Record! As we have now placed 4 objects into their correct spot. 4 of 30. Whoa. And we're 42 minutes now into it. Captain's log, 42 minutes. These are the adventures of the Starship Back to the Future Part 2 and 3. We have realized that this mission is a failure, and we are going to self-destruct. Okay, sorry, that was worthless, I know. Trying to just break up time here, people. Oh look, it's Malt Shop Mania, which exactly looks like that, like, blackout at the After Dark Cafe or whatever. Wow, holy crap, how original. Same exact thing. The creature may be slightly redesigned. Not even really. They look almost exactly the same except for like, these bottom things. But seriously, it's the same exact design except it's green. So this one looks exactly like a rip-off out something from Donkey Kong Jr. Who is awesome, by the way. Donkey Kong Jr. is awesome. Not as cool as Bowser Jr., but he's pretty cool. Run in. Jump over like a pot with legs. I don't get it. Seriously, I just don't get it sometimes. I know missing half of some of these radioactive pieces is going to end up biting me in the ass later, but seemingly right now I just don't care. Right now it's all about getting the objects. Once the objects are collected, then I can just stand and waste money and many, many minutes of your life collecting radioactive pieces of crap. Ice cream soda. Ice cream soda. There we go, ice cream soda. In its form. In its awesome form. Stupid clones, they get on my nerves. Like, if they're exactly like... I know, like, the whole... When you run into the clone, it kills you because that would end the time thing, but I'm like... It's not really a clone, it's officially supposed to be like you that time traveled or something, you know? But... why do they want you dead? If they time traveled, they know all the same circumstances that you know because you just time traveled like 2 seconds ago to create that extra clone, you know, that extra version of you in this timeline. So my question is, why do they want you dead? They're not like they're going like their set path. Like if they were going the set path that you went during that time period and you just happened to run into them, that would make more sense. But the fact is, they just randomly fall from the sky, which you didn't do in the first place. They randomly fall from the sky, and anytime you jump, they jump as well. You know, that doesn't make any sense, considering, and I also love it how I do a small jump. You do like just a barely press the button and do a small jump. But they always, every time, even when you just do a small jump, they do a large jump. They do the big super jump to get over larger gaps. So you can easily just sneak under them, but it's like one of those things, like, why does that... Come on, LJN, I know you suck, but please, a little bit more effort. I mean, I guess that's why LJN doesn't make any games anymore. Especially, you know. But most of their licensed games failed so miserably because they're just so bad. With this one, of course, being no exception, but still. The only thing I can say is I don't think they made all the Back to the Future games. I think they just made these ones on the NES. Back to the Future Part 1 and Back to the Future Part 2 and 3 together. As we are cloning around. Oh god, here we go. More of the clones that follow your exact path, which makes more sense in a lot of ways. Except this one's actually kind of hard, a little bit more difficult. Not really, though, because I already know the exact path I'm going to go and take. Look at that. Sneak right past them all. Boom, got the object, and we're good to go. Okay. Ooh, but a radioactive piece from the beer mug. And probably supposed to be soda, because you're not probably supposed to talk about beer and Back to the Future, maybe, I don't know. Probably underage and all that stuff, but looks like beer mugs. So they're beer mugs. As far as I'm concerned, they're beer mugs. Oh man, that bird song, man, that needs to go. If I could change one thing and one thing only about Back to the Future Part 2 and 3, it would be that stupid, annoying bird song. And that song would be gone. School's out for summer. School's out forever. As I guess there's always supposed to be, teachers with, you know, and as well as a slime and a frog, as well as like pencils that are flying out trying to stab you in your crotch. Seriously, what's up with the slime? What's up with Flubber there, you know? Why does slime want you dead? What did you ever do to slime? Wow, I barely missed that one. Come on, there we go. Back over your head. Okay, there we go. Got the object. Binoculars! Woo! I guess they symbolize the binoculars that Marty used at like 1 or 2 points in the movies. Because at least all the objects seemingly have something to do with the movie. There's only 2 objects that I seemingly think that don't have any, I don't remember really, and those are the tambourine and the hula hoop. I don't really remember them too much from Back to the Future, but I'm sure they existed. I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt, you know? I'm not gonna be rude or anything. But, seriously, I don't really understand them. Really don't understand them at all. Stupid turtles. Turtle shells and turtles and turtles and turtles and turtles. Turtle. God, did anyone ever see that movie? Master of Disguise? Yeah. Wow, that's all I can say. Bird shitting on my head. Snails. Giant radioactive snails. Electric guitar. Damn right. Electric guitar. Like I already said, I knew it was electric guitar. Like I said before, the most annoying thing is if I somehow selected the wrong object, because there's 2 objects that kind of look the same, but not. The hoverboard and the skateboard. They both kind of look almost exactly alike, because they're hoverboard and a snakeboard. Yes, a snakeboard. A skateboard. And, you know, they The only difference is one has wheels and one doesn't. But if you pick the wrong one when you need, if you pick skateboard when you need hoverboard, boom, it explodes and you gotta re-go get it. Welcome to the Hill Valley Gym. I don't understand this one at all. Other than like the little twitching weight looking things, those kind of make sense for a gym. But other than those, I don't get how this is really gym related. Unless, of course, the Hill Valley Gym that wasn't shown in the movie. You know, unless it had giant holes that you could fall through, as well as clocks and falling dirt piles. Because if it had those, then, you know, then it makes perfect sense. And I'm sorry, I'm wrong. I would be wrong then. But I don't remember it, so too bad. There we go. Got another radioactive piece while jumping on a head. A floating, ghostly head that makes no sense. We're not even the hour yet into this video, and I'm already starting to lose my mind. I'm already starting to, like, just get dizzy and the room's spinning as I'm in Lucky Draw. Once you see this video, you will never play this game, I hope. I hope that me suffering will allow you not to suffer. If you're wondering, I think that was the tricycle, as I've now collected 19 or 30 objects. You'd think we'd be getting almost, you know, we'd be almost done now, but no, not even close. We're not even halfway through yet. Because placing the objects takes just as long as finding the objects, and also some of the objects sometimes take a lot longer than you would expect to find. Because of the stupid time traveling and collecting of the radioactive stuff. If you got rid of all the radioactive crap, if you didn't have to collect all those things in order to time travel, this game would be half as long as it is. Seriously, it would be half as long. That whole radioactive collecting crap is the reason why the game is so freaking long. I wish I was joking, but it is. That's just the reason, that's just how it is. Using a bird to my advantage. Rock around the clock. Oh god. Rock around the clock. What is this, Happy Days now? Come on. I guess it's rock because there's an old radio and a guitar. As well as, of course, there's clocks everywhere. But there's clocks in every area of the game. You're not special, Rock Around the Clock, because you have clocks. I don't think you're special because of that. Just because you put in your name, it's not helping you any. Basketball! Basketball is my favorite sport. I like to dribble it up and down the court. Anybody remember that great song? Yeah, I hope not. Probably should have done that one during Double Dribble, but wait, Thriller was much more awesome. Thriller was definitely more awesome. And you know it. I don't know what that blue thing was. Stopwatch. Woo, a stopwatch. As we now only have 10 objects left. 10 of the objects are left to collect. And once again, we're not halfway done. So don't get excited. Just because there's 10 objects left doesn't mean we're even close to done now. Strap in. Sit down. I told you to sit down. There you go. Use that C to get up to this door. Yay! Doing time! I guess this is supposed to have something to do with, prison? Maybe? I don't know, all the clocks are like, you know, flashing, disappearing, other crap. Ow. Okay, well, I'll redo it then. I'm not gonna restart the game just based on that. Screw that. Hell no. We're gonna keep persevering. We're gonna keep doing it. We're gonna do it till we get it right, damn it. You heard me. Never, ever gonna stop. Never gonna stop me. Never gonna stop. Come on. There we go. Jump, jump, jump. Oh, there we go. Now, this should do it. There it is. Yay, now we got it. Yay. It's a fire extinguisher. A useless object for the most part. Wait, they're all useless. They all have the same purpose. Not like you get something cool by collecting the fire extinguisher. Not like you can really use the fire extinguisher to your things to take out enemies, so that would be awesome. Kind of like from Bart's Nightmare when he has a fire extinguisher. Jumping, 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 jumping. Use it to my advantage right here. Run back. Screw you, Biff. Get 3 more radioactive pieces in order to get me back up to 10. There we go. Oh, another one. 12. 13. Using the DeLorean again. DeLorean drops me back off in 1985 as I drop off the basketball to its rightful place and reveal another stupid piece of the picture. I already know what the picture is. I don't understand. I don't understand the whole freaking picture thing. I still don't. I don't understand it. That's something that's gonna have to be explained. Maybe it's in the manual for the game. I don't have the manual for this game. I never had the manual for this game. I rented it as a kid, so if it's in the manual, it explains why this is so weird and why it's so completely different from the movies. You know, at least they tried to make it make a little sense. Please post, tell me, send me, you know, a message, copy of the manual maybe even, you know, online version of it or something. Doesn't really matter, just something that, in order for me to just realize what the hell was LJA thinking by making this as bad as they have made this game. As it goes back to the future, 2015. Hoverboard. Collect some more radioactive pieces and walk over turtles. It seems like I've been doing this for almost an hour now. Oh wait, I have been. Repeatedly, over and over and over again. I wish there was something I could comment on. I wish I could tell you what I was doing, but I really, like I said before, there's not much to really tell. To beat this game, you really just need to kind of map out what way you want to go, whatever way you think is going to be the best way, by playing through the game at least once beforehand. Or at least playing most of the game up to the point where you get all the objects and stuff. Play it up to that point, figure out what path you want to take, you know, which way you think is going to be the fastest, and then complete it. Like I said before, I like my path is just go up, then back down, and then work my way back up again. I found out that one's pretty good. The reason why I always go up first is because I need the remote, and the remote is up. And you need that remote in order to call the DeLorean in here and travel. You know, most of the, you know, you get objects from the top, they need to go place most of them. A lot of them gotta get placed in the bottom or the middle. And the objects at the bottom need to pretty much be placed at the top. You know, that only makes it long and annoying, but at least that makes sense. The clone almost fell on my head. Don't you hate that when you're just walking down the street, trying, you know, using your hoverboard, flying around, and all of a sudden a clone of you falls from the sky and almost hits you in the head? Damn, that's annoying. I don't know if that annoys anyone else, but man, I can't stand that. I'm just trying to use my hoverboard, being all cool, and all of a sudden a clone falls on my head. Killing me because he's somehow, you know, he's from another time period. It's the same me, so thus we're like floating in the space-time continuum. Yeah, exactly. Makes a lot of sense, right? Makes a lot of sense. I think it does, actually. Definitely does. bouncing on an octopus's head. That doesn't mean my skin turning red. What? Raindrops? Ooh, that was cool. Thank you, DeLorean, for saving me some extra time and giving me some pieces. Missed the key, oh well. Moving on to the great beyond, as we have reached the 1 hour mark. Too bad, we still have another hour and like 20 minutes left. In fact, we could have another hour and 40 minutes left. Ooh, the teddy bear picnic. Ooh. This is the day the teddy bears have their picnic. I guess, is that plates? What the hell are those other eyeball-looking shaped things? I see the teddy bears. I get what they are. I just don't understand what the hell the teddy bears are doing. Just move back and forth. Oh well. I killed myself with this. But wait, I got an object. Skateboard! The object that looks exactly like a hoverboard, except they are different colors, and one has wheels and one doesn't. But still, they look almost the same. So, that being said, it's a good chance you may screw up and pick the wrong one, in which case it explodes and goes back to the object room in which it, which it was from. Which can be absolutely annoying unless unless you mark down exactly every room where every object is, like I did, because I'm stupid and wasting my time. But if you do that, you'll know exactly where it was, and you can get back to it easier. God, screw you! Like, they come out of nowhere, and I absolutely hate the hoverboard things, man, you know? They can just get on my nerves. The monkey didn't jump. Why? More monkeys not jumping? Oh wait, they take a few seconds. Currently have 9 radioactive objects. Oh man, this is becoming a theme now. Screw Biff on a hoverboard. Not literally, figuratively. Screw him. The only thing good is we have 22 of the 30 objects, so we're making progress at least, you know? We're making a little bit of progress. We're moving on. Moving on. Continuing on. Moving on. Yeah, I know. Stupid, but I don't care. There you go. Haha, how'd you like me now, you stupid piece of crap? Stupid beer mug. Bird shit marbles. That has to hurt, man. It's like dropping rocks out of their ass. Have you ever tried to pass a rock out of your ass? That's pretty damn hard. At least I think it is. I never really tried it though. Or have I? What? No, that's just disgusting. No one would ever do that. No one ever would do that. Oh wait, yeah, they probably would. I don't know what the hell he just dropped a snake at me for, but still. Frogs. Killer frogs. Stupid clones. Potted plants with legs and Biff throwing marbles at my face. Yeah. I apologize for anything stupid I do during the course of this, but I challenge you to come up with 2 hours and like 30 minutes or so of stuff to say on Back to the Future Part 2 and 3 while staying mainly on the subject of only Back to the Future Part 2 and 3. But then again, I'm no Hollywood writer, because I'd be on strike right now. Calling in the DeLorean. 19 1985. Here we come again and again and again. Every time I time travel, I create another stupid clone. A clone that will do nothing useful. It's like, who planted these bombs here? They're not even like landmines, like when you touch them, you know, they explode then. Seriously, who decided to put little green bombs everywhere? Ooh, playing with fire. There's nothing to do with fire, but there's objects that a firefighter would use. So wouldn't it be more of like fighting the fire? Not really playing with it, because I don't think firefighters would be too appreciative of them, you know, you just going up to a firefighter and being like, hey, you like to play with fire, don't you? No, I like to put it out. You put out the fire. Okay, that was really stupid, I'm sorry. I apologize to any firefighter I may have offended during the course of that little rant. Seriously, fire extinguishers, buckets, axes, and somehow I get a photograph. If you're wondering, that is a photograph. Photo, which I guess is supposed to represent the photo of you and your sibling, you know, Marty's brother and sister that disappear. I don't really know. It's a photograph of a face. I assume maybe your face. I don't know whose face it is. It's hilarious looking. More radioactive pieces to grab. Hamburger. The burger. Thank God this game, like I said, thank God that I'm not restarting every time I die, or else I'd be pretty miserable right now. Actually, in fact, I'd be so miserable that I would have to just kill myself. I'd be so depressed. Yes, that clone did just disappear. Every time they seemingly hit one of those manholes that open up, or a pipe or something, they somehow just completely kill it. Like, that somehow destroys them, just as me touching them does. I don't get it at all. Don't really understand that whole aspect at all. Jumping. More Biff. I've killed like 100 Biffs too, so can't be that many Biffs left. Come on, like it's almost done. No, wait, I'm sorry. I apologize. We're not even... We're getting close to halfway done. I'll tell you that. We're getting close. Like, we can see it. Like, we're on the highway. We can see the signs. They're like 1 mile, half mile. You know, that kind of thing left before you get to the exit that is halfway through Back to the Future Part 2. But we're not quite there yet. And again, I can't even tell you where's the halfway point in the game. Because there's no levels, nothing changes, nothing at all. I guess... I don't even know. Oh, man. Okay, video, camera... Man, doing a solid hour so far of commentary on this video. I'm like, doing this. I'm like, oh god. Starting to get a little hoarse. If I lose my voice during the course of this video, don't be alarmed. It's probably a blessing to you. I understand that. So just, be happy. It's like an early Christmas present or an early holiday present, depending upon what religion you are. And again, I'm sure there's plenty of religions that don't even give any kind of gift on any kind of holiday. In which case, it's a birthday present, which you may not celebrate either. It was a free giveaway. If my voice goes out, it's a free giveaway. You are the 1 millionth non-customer of non-thing. And you've earned a free gift. It came in the mail, all nicely wrapped, and then you realize you have to pay now every month for a subscription to a video set thing. You don't want to be getting a new video out every single week. But you gotta pay for that CD regardless. If you're wondering what that is, no, that's not the 10 Commandments, that is a tombstone. Naturally, an object that is equivalent. Makes sense, it's in the movie. So, I didn't mess that part up, as that frog bounces up and down. Time to drop off the slot machine. There we go, slot machine. And yes, I know I have them all written down, like I said before, so I'm not exactly solving them. Because I'm not very, word scrambles, some people, I understand you gotta take your time to realize them. I'm okay at them, I'm not great at word scrambles. But, with that being said, I'm only so good at them right now because I've marked them down. I know exactly which ones okay, why did you disappear? Why did you fall and fall on a manhole so you just, God. Bad programming. I think bad programming infuriates me sometimes more than anything else. Like, just certain things, like... Other things aren't that bad, I can deal with them in games. It's like, sometimes bad programming can get on my nerves more than anything else. I hate there's fish. Those fish are pissing annoying. Kill a hamburger. Dinosaur, die. Stop chasing me, I don't love you. A moment of silence for the fallen dinosaur. Okay, that's good enough. If I had a moment of silence for every stupid creature that I've killed in this game, I'd be silent for the entire video. Which, like I said before, you may enjoy that. Tombstone. What do I want on it? Not pepperoni and cheese. Every time I say that, I think of Domino's, and I think of the Yo-Noid game, and I'm like, I love that game. It's sad, but I actually like Yo-Noid, the game. I don't know if you've liked it, or if ever played it, but eventually one day I will do a playthrough of it. Try to space out videos. That stupid face, I got killed by an old mustache. I got killed by a mustache. No, not a mustache. Not fair. Not fair at all. Stupid Biff. Stupid Biff. At least it's accurate, because you know how stupid Biff really is in the movies, so I guess him messing up and like running away from me and being all retarded, I guess that's part of the deal, you know? Working overtime! What the hell are those things? Are they platypus? What the hell does that have to do with working overtime? What the hell are they? Seriously, are they platypus? Or just a duck in general? Like, what the fuck, people? Seriously, what the hell's wrong with them? I don't understand. Wow, what the hell does that... What the hell, seriously? What the hell did that have to do with working overtime? Seriously, I don't know. You know what? Screw it. I don't know. Sorry about that, I had to yawn. Because I'm bored of this game, I guess. And I'm a little tired. Ooh, the diploma! God, not the diploma. Bats want me dead. More and more bats just want me dead. Throwing marbles at me. And it's freaking got me. Of course, the DeLorean takes me the wrong direction. Sometimes the stupid thing takes you the direction you want to go, and most of the other time it takes you the opposite direction. Which, once again, I still don't understand how, like, you have to have the remote in order to call the DeLorean, but if you fall down a hole before you get the remote at the beginning of the game, somehow the DeLorean still appears every time you fall down a hole or get hit by an enemy. Continuity-wise, it makes no sense. Screw you, clone. Oh, come on. Nah, screw it. It's not even worth my time. Haha, other clone too far behind. Not gonna catch up. "25 objects collected." Which means, of course, we only have 5 more objects to get before we can just start focusing on only placing the objects in their spots. Bale and hay. This is a farm-themed one, with some cowboys and a pig. Yeehaw! Come on, you stupid pig. Walk faster, damn it. Why do they all have these stupid spike things coming out of the ground? I thought they were pencils for the school one, but they're just not. They're just absolutely useless. Which this one, of course, wants to trick you. You gotta keep going around back and forth, and I gotta wait for that pig again. Damn slow-walking pig. Thinks he owns the place. And there's the object. Hey, come on, cowboy. You shoot your gun some other time. I need my object. Only 4 more to get. 4 more useless objects in order to collect, and then we're good to go. Another radioactive object. Which I need to collect a whole bunch of them again, but first, time to drop off the microscope. There's a thing of beer. Another one of those beer mug things. Come on. Haha, clone killed himself. What a shock. Not really, but seriously, this is a stupid clone. Another one killed himself. All I can say is wow to that. Not very smart. Not very smart those clones are. I think right now, folks, I can clearly say we're halfway through. I think we're a little over halfway through now. I know it seems like we should be way more than halfway through, considering I have 6 of the objects or whatever, but no, we're really not. We're only about halfway through. And it's just because of how long it takes to put all the objects in their proper positions. Because collecting them is only half the battle. grabbing a key, jumping over a bomb. Once again, I still don't know what's up with those green bombs. No clue about them at all. There we go. Yay, more walking. Oh man, takes a while to get through this. Not shockingly, but still. And here we go, there's another one. Fun at Jennifer's house. Ooh. What the hell? I guess that's supposed to be, that's a TV. I think that's a walking pair of shoes. And the other thing, I guess, is like a blow dryer or something. I'm not sure what the hell that even is. There we go. Only 2 more worthless clocks to get. There we go. And we got a flashlight. If that's what you'd be wondering, that's what that was. At least it's what it's supposed to be. Another clone jumps over my head. Common sight, I know. 13, 14. Woo, another radioactive piece grabbed. Stupid clone. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm not really saying too much right now. I understand that. I should probably step it up, but I just really don't have anything to say about this game anymore. I mean, you're saying anytime when I get to an object room, I can talk about that, obviously, because each object room is retarded. And when I place an object, but all this time between those two things, I mean, you're seeing the same things over and over and over again. You're probably questioning if I'm messing up or not, and I must admit I'm messing up a few times where I just completely forgot where I was supposed to be going and backtracked and had to collect radioactive pieces, which is I'll still be doing throughout the rest of this video as well, because there's like near the end of the game you just have to time travel so much to place those last few remaining objects around that it just takes so much time to do so. I just flat out run out of things to talk about in this game. It's not cool, like stupid fish. Screw you. But unlike, you know, besides the one occasional stupid death that I actually hate, it's not like Kirby or anything. I mean, Kirby has some cool backgrounds, cool music, boss battles, something new to talk about every few seconds. Hell, even Armadillo, boss battles, new levels every couple of seconds. There's something new to talk about. And I don't compare it to those two, those are the 2 longest I've done so far, but even other longer games that I want to do. You know, any RPG or something like that, if I want to do an RPG, there's boss battles all the time. There's cool music to talk about, cool towns, backgrounds, designs, monsters, everything is awesome. Things change in those types of games all the time. This game, on the other hand, just falls completely, utterly flat. Because it's the same screens over and over and over again. There's like 16 total streets in the game. Once you're seeing them once, you're just seeing them over and over and over again throughout the rest of the game. I mean, granted, there's officially, you know, 3 sets of 16. But even with that being said, it's still not that many. You know? It's just not that many. And with that, you know, and with that all, you know, all that crap, you just kind of get drowsy. Not like the Pokemon or Hypno, but just overall you get sleepy, tired, you start to yawn. Your eyes start to blur. Then they start to bleed, and then you got a problem. But no, they just start to blur first. And you're just kind of staring, and you're just like... It's like that period of time at night, right before you go to sleep. It's like black, you know, it's darkness all around you. Pitch black in the room. And you just start thinking about everything that happened that day, or stuff you gotta do tomorrow, or stuff like... If you did something wrong, you feel embarrassed about it. You're like, oh, you said something stupid to somebody. You're like... Damn, I just embarrassed myself today, and you just keep pondering that crap over and over and over again. It's like that. Because you're just kind of staring at the game, you're going through the motions. But, since there's very little to talk about, since there's very little to stimulate the mind with differences, you just kind of lose it. And while you may be completing the game, you're daydreaming at the same time. Thinking about other things that's going on in your life. I mean, because this just isn't that good. Even the fact that I have 27 objects, and the fact that we're slowly reaching, you know, we're past halfway. We're slowly reaching a climax here. We're almost to the climax, and we're almost to a point where we're tracking back down the mountain. The thing about it is, there really isn't even a climax, except for the fact that maybe collecting all 30 objects is the climax of a game, as we are in Mom Knows Best. Oh god. Not like Hogan Knows Best, but Mom Knows Best. Stupid hearts everywhere. I guess, I don't know what that is, that guy, human-looking thing in a blue jumpsuit. Why is everything in a blue jumpsuit? Couldn't one human-esque thing not be in a blue jumpsuit in this game? God damn it. It's kind of annoying. Seriously, blue jumpsuits is the only thing they thought was appropriate for this game? In Back to the Future, am I wrong? Does everyone wear a blue jumpsuit, and I just didn't notice it? Like, seriously. That's the roulette wheel, by the way. As we now only have Object 29 and Object 30 left to collect. And I just got killed by a snake. And I don't care. I wish it was cooler. I seriously wish in the end I could have looked back at this game and been like, you know what? Like my other games, like, you know, people call this game like one of the worst games on the NES, or call it a really, really bad game. But you know what? It's really not. I can't do that with this game. I cannot do that game in good, you know, that'd be lying. Because this game is bad. This is the true first NES game that I've ran through for these runs that is just absolutely bad in every field imaginable. And I keep bringing it up mainly because, like I said before, look at it. You've already seen this. You've seen me jump over these platforms. You've seen me run, you know, jump around on these stupid things. You've seen these enemies over and over and over again. You've seen me collect radioactive pieces and kill myself, apparently. There's a clone. I mean, you've seen me battle clones. You've seen clones kill themselves, fall from the sky, land on me, land on other objects. You've seen this all. You've lived through it. But, you know, even with that, it just... You can't say anything good. I mean, I give them a little bit of props. Not even really. Some people like the collecting of a ton of objects type of gameplay. Like like I said, I think I mentioned Dizzy earlier. But other than, a lot of people don't like that kind of stuff. But there's even games like those, they are puzzle games in general, or like games, strategy puzzle games, whatever they're called, like a game like Solstice or something. While Solstice only has like 2 songs in it, which are really badass and awesome, the rooms at least change, and you're making progress because you're not having to backtrack tons and tons of time. Once you figure it out, it's a maze, but once you figure it out, it rewards you by changing up a little bit. Things get different. There's cool stuff to discover throughout. Finding different ways to get past certain other areas that you know, solving how to get to a certain object in a room. Well, this has a minimal amount of that kind of stuff. With every other factor being so bad, it just, everything's bad. Just keep mentioning it just because I have nothing else to talk about, really. I'm just kind of staring into the black backgrounds. The trees, man. I'm just like, what can I possibly say? I mean, the game looks completely like garbage. And I mean, if this was like a 1986 NES game, then it doesn't look too bad, actually. It looks pretty decent. You know, it has a similar look and feel, like a little similar style and appearance, at least to me. Similar to A Boy and His Blob. Except that game's much better than this one, too. But that's one of those games. That's another game I think I can slightly compare this one to. Except, you know, of course, you don't have a blob, but you're using other methods in order to get into areas that you need to, and figuring out where to go and stuff like that. And the only other theme-based game that I can kind of compare this to, that's licensed game, is the Goonies. Both Goonies games. They're similar, but you know, it has different gameplay in it, and the music's better, and, you know, but it has a similar look and feel to this game as well. But both of those games are better than this one. At least I think. Some people, I'm sure there's a lot of people that don't like them. But I like Goonies too. And I like, you know, Goonies 1 isn't bad, but it was never released here in America. But Goonies 2 was, and Goonies 2 is good. I always liked that game, and I always liked, I always liked A Boy and His Blob. As a kid, I could never figure out for a second what the hell to do in that game. I've beaten it since, that was one of those games where, when I started playing ROMs and stuff like that, an emulator, when I actually, you know, sat down with a computer, I was like, I gotta play these games, I gotta beat these games. I need at least a guide, because some NES games, since they gave you no kind of guide whatsoever, if it wasn't in Nintendo Power, I really didn't know how to beat it, in terms of I got lost. And then there's plenty of games where you don't need a guide at all. And it's best, you know, if you can have a game where you don't need a guide at all, that's cool. But there are those games you need a guide for, or you get lucky. But in the NES days, there's just some games you just couldn't beat without figuring out. Unless you know, as a kid you couldn't figure them out. You could maybe figure out more as when you got older, when you had more comprehension, when you were smarter, you could figure it out. But A Boy and His Blob is just ungodly hard. This game isn't even that ungodly hard when you actually figured out that what the hell you're doing, collecting 30 objects and shit like that. Which I'm collecting just a bunch of more radioactive pieces, just so you know right now. That's why I keep entering and exit this room. But their games are much, just like I said, their games are better. There's only a few NES games that I absolutely can't stand anyway, so this is one of them. This is definitely one of those games I absolutely positively cannot stand. I mean, I make fun of Silver Surfer on my little opening page and say I take requests but don't ask for Silver Surfer. That's just kind of more of a joke than anything else, because trying to do a zero-death run of Silver Surfer is almost impossible. But I don't hate Silver Surfer nearly as much as I hate this game, especially now. This game tops the list. One of the other few games I absolutely don't like is Super Pitfall. I don't like that game at all either. I know there's a small fan base for it of people that actually like the game, which that's cool and all. I just never really liked it. And I love Pitfall on the Atari, and there's a Pitfall, the Mine Adventure for the Genesis, it was probably on the SNES too, but I played it on the Genesis. I love that game too. That's just more of a simple platforming type game anyway, but still. I don't know what it is. I actually kind of like that game. Stupid clone hit me in the crotch with his head. I can't believe we're an hour and a half into this video. I just kind of gave up at this point. Yeah, seriously, I just don't care. That's what happens when you just keep pressing the left button while you're trying to grab a soda. Yeah. In my other videos, I don't do anything like that, but that's what's going on. I was trying to reach for something while just pressing the left button. So that's why I died right there a lot. More radioactive pieces to collect. Past the cafe. Just said, like, 1985 is like the most diverse of the three. Even though you think 2015 could look really cool and sci-fi, futuristic, they put no effort into it. It looks almost exactly the same as 55. I mean, there's some periods of time where I don't even realize which one I'm in. I have to check, because they look similar. Which I think, once again, this is bad game creating by LJN's part, but still. Back to 1985. Yep. Oh man, hoverboarding. Trying to force my way through this. If my calculations are correct by the amount or how far I'm in, we have less than an hour left or so. We should have less than an hour left. Which I know you're like, huh? How the hell can you have an hour left of this game? But I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. I wish I was. I seriously wish right now I just found like a thing where I could drop off all the rest of the items and just beat the game. But remember, this is just part 2 I'm doing in this run. Part 3 is much shorter because even though it's the same basic gameplay, it only has one time period to deal with and all. But like, seriously, I don't know why Part 2 is like 800 times longer than Part 3. Other than, of course, Part 2 is a more successful movie than Part 3 was. But even with that, seriously, I don't understand it. Oh, look, it's pumping gas. We had filler up earlier, now we have pumping gas, which has one screwdriver and a bouncing white wheel. What the hell does that really have to do with pumping gas? There's no gas pumps, there's no, like, cars, there's no, like, gasoline trying to kill yourself. God damn it. Oh, well, I'll try it again. Hey, it's pumping gas again! Yay, pumping gas! Can we just see this? Oh wait, I screwed up. Oh well, I don't care. I'm sure it's possible to do a perfect run, and if I really wanted to, I could have. But I want to be as natural as possible. I've never beaten this game before. This is the first time I'm going to be beating it completely. Which is a milestone, because there's very few NES games I probably haven't beaten. There's a group of them still, but there we go. And now we have Object 29, the computer. Which leaves one more object left to grab. One more stupid meaningless object. Which is, I guess, a good thing that we almost have all the objects. I guess that's a good thing, I guess. I'm not even positive if that's a good thing or not. Not quite sure what's going on, you know? What's going on, man? What's going on? Sorry, I'm sorry. I was just taking a quick drink because I'm losing my voice. Sorry about that silence there. I'm sure you were actually kind of happy about it. That commercial is awesome. I have the television going on, and there's a commercial for fathead.com. There's sports memorabilia things that cost way too much money. And there's a giant bear blowing fire out of his mouth. And that just is the coolest thing I've ever seen. These bears are awesome. If you don't like bears, you suck. Got the stupid clone. He doesn't like bears, that's why I had to hit him in the crotch with my head and he blew up. But haha, I can come back because I still have 11 lives. You, on the other hand, are one clone that has no lives left. Even though officially you're a clone of me, so you should have as many lives as I had when you were created, which, I don't know, it doesn't make any sense, I guess, but whatever. Buy one, get one half off. What? That's not worth it. Right now I'm collecting the radioactive pieces because I realized that the last object I need to collect, I should have gotten it earlier. It's the other one that involves the seed. So, because of that, yeah. Because of that, I need to backtrack, and it's going to add a couple more minutes to the gameplay, unfortunately. You could probably beat this game in like an hour and a half if you knew a direct route how to beat it all really, really quickly. You could probably do it in that amount of time, but since there is no speed run of this game, no one's done a run of this game, I don't blame them for not trying to do a run of this game, but still, I think that's about how long you could possibly do a run of this. Using more death abuse, I'm sure you could figure out some ways to glitch the game in some areas in order to reach areas easier. Maybe you don't have to deal with the seeds at all. I tried for a while to figure out how to get up there without having to use the stupid tree seed thing as I drop off the photograph. One less object to have to deal with. Running back over here. Screw you. Collect some more random pieces of radioactive material, because I need them all. See, you just can't make that. At least I can't figure out how to make it. I probably died like how many times? At least 15 times or so in this game. Like I said, I'm going to die in this game a lot. I think I said that near the beginning, which is a good thing. But still. Ooh, yay. I got 17 pieces. Which I need more than that, so I'm going to collect a few more before I continue on. Jumping around on that cloud. Stupid radioactive material. 21. 21 bats. 22 bats. Wait, sorry. God damn, this game sucks. Which one goes? Oh yeah, computer chip. Yep, that solves that one. Well, at least I was able to drop that one off. Oh yeah, that's over here. Yeah, I need this door, not the other door. I need this one. Walking aimlessly around. Got it. There we go. I got 28. And as we roll on, as I collect all the appropriate radioactive material in order to get this last object, which is a baseball bat, by the way, in case you care about what the object is, because it really doesn't matter. It's all about the room itself, getting to the room, grabbing it. It's all about obtaining the item rather than actually putting the item, than actually what the object is. The only reason why you need to know what the hell the stupid little sprite looks like is so you can do the stupid word scramble. Which, I think the baseball bat looks like a baseball bat, so at least in that case, we're good to go on that one, At least we should be. At least we should be. Like, seriously, if I had just gotten this object earlier on, I would have saved just like 20 minutes of embarrassing, worthless video footage, probably. But I think it adds to it. Because this is pretty, this is naturally what's going to happen if you try to play this game all the way through. This is pretty much a similar situation. You're going to forget one of them. You're going to have to backtrack most likely. Because it's really hard to keep track of them. It's not like, just because the game said you have 30 objects, but it doesn't tell you how many objects you've placed. And the only way to find out, I think, how many objects you've placed is by getting to one of those puzzle rooms and placing an object, because then you can see how many blank spots you have, or objects that you haven't placed yet. Besides that, I can't figure out how to tell. It's just another one of those things. So you're gonna get confused, you're gonna get lost if you try to attempt to play this game. Which, I encourage you to play it. If you want to put up a run, please do. Also try to come up with 2 hours and 2.5 hours of stuff to talk about as well. That can be a pain in the butt. Granted, I know, my videos are different because I like to play the whole game at once and do it, just because I don't like really breaking it up too much. On longer games, which should have been this one, I'm going to do so. If I ever do an RPG or something like that, guarantee it will be broken up. Hopefully by then I can also figure out how to bypass some of the YouTube video restraints, so I actually can put up a longer video, which that would be great. Or figure out another site that I can put it up and link to or something, just because it's like, I don't mind breaking it up into segments, but for you, having to keep every 10 minutes click on another segment, I'm sure it gets really, really annoying. I at least think it's really annoying on some other stuff. But, it's not the fault of, the creators of the videos, including myself. It's just the fact that I can't figure out how to get around it. Maybe it's some kind of encoding thing you need to do with the video in order to obtain that kind of, to be able to get past it. Because, I've seen, hour-long videos on YouTube. I don't really know how they got past the whole thing, but I've seen it. So I know it exists. I just don't know how to do it. I'm definitely going to need it for longer games. I'm definitely going to do eventually in the future. Way I can look into the crystal ball, way into the future of, there's some N64 games I would love to run through, because I don't really find too many videos on them. Like, for example, Jet Force Gemini is one of my absolute favorite games, and I don't see any videos really about it. There's some speedruns of it, I know, but there's not a whole lot of stuff on it. I'm definitely going to do that based solely on, how much I love that game. And I'm wishing and hoping, crossing my fingers, that we'll eventually get an Xbox 360 sequel, because Rare, of course, makes 360 games now. I hope. I cross my fingers and hope. I know they haven't forgotten about the game because of, in Viva Pinata, which is a Rare game, they, for downloadable content, you can download an object pack or whatever of Vila's wig and, Juno's helmet, and, I forget what, for Lupus. Which I had to kill I screwed that one up. God damn it. Oh well, since this is the last one, things aren't what they seem. This is the final object room I have to do. Thank God. But this is the final one. It's not shockingly that I, of course, messed it up. But I was saying, Rare hasn't forgot about the game, so I'm hoping, or maybe just release the game as an Xbox 360 arcade game. Maybe, with online the online multiplayer or something like that. In which case, if that ever happens, I personally invite you to play me. I want to play people in that game. I love Jet Force Gemini. I mean, the multiplayer isn't very good in it, so we're probably not going to play that, but still, maybe, you know, maybe you can do the 2-player co-op with the, you know, after you reach a little bit into the game and you unlock the robot, the little floating monitor, and you can play a 2-player because you can shoot a gun as well, which actually becomes very useful in the later parts of the game for some of the harder battles. And of course that game's broken up into 2 parts as well. The first part is getting to Mizar's palace and everything, and then your ship gets exploded and you need to go around collecting all the little the pieces and all, in order to re-fight Mizar and beat the game. And somehow I'm playing Back to the Future Part 2 and 3 and I somehow start talking about Jet Force Gemini. It must be because we're like an hour and 50 minutes into this run, and I'm starting to definitely lose it. Which we have about a half hour or so left. We still have about 3 more parts of this game. Yeah, I know it's sad, but it's true. It's unfortunately, I think it's true. But we must persevere. We must force ourselves to deal with it, to grow stronger and become better human beings for watching this video, which you are. By watching this video, you are becoming a better human being, stronger, faster, quicker thinking, better problem solving, better time management. You're learning that all by watching Back to the Future Part 2 and 3. Oh yes, you are. You don't know it yet, but one day you will thank me for having to suffer through this game. No, seriously, you won't. I wasted like a minute there, didn't I? Ooh. Another minute done by. At least we have all the objects, so... At least we have all the random objects, and now it's just the hard part of placing the rest of them. Which of course involves time traveling like 10 more times and stuff like that, so... Collecting radioactive material for another, like, hour or so. Wait, thank God it's not an hour left. It's not, I swear. We don't have an hour left. We're way past that. At least, God, I hope so. There should be no reason why. No reason at all why. And just so you know, after this one's complete, the final part's put up, I'm going to do some easier, better games for a little bit, and then I'll come back and do Back to the Future Part 3. Because after you beat it, you get that password and you go right to Part 3. So, that's what I'll be doing. Just so you know, I'm not going to be doing Part 3 right away, right after it. I'm going to wait a little bit, then come back and do it as a separate run altogether, because even though it's Part 2 and 3, since they're 2 separate movies, I'm going to treat them as 2 separate games, even though they're the same engine, same gameplay, same everything, just different settings, so some things are different. But still, that's how I'm going to do it. You know, 2 games on 1 cartridge is so awesome. 52 games on 1 cartridge would be even better, like Action 52. But, with that being said, you know, that game sucks ass. And it's $200 or whatever it cost when it first came out. Yeah. Exactly. Radioactive peas. Just kind of struggling here, trying to make it. Trying to make it for the good of mankind at this point. And of course we ran out of things to say hours ago. I ran out of probably things to say 10 minutes into the video, but... It's just how it goes, you know? It's just how it goes sometimes. And there's a dead guy. Dead clone. Time to travel again. Which I have to kill myself. Haha, clone killed himself. Haha. Hoverboards are very useful, which they didn't explode. They do. Get past another random clone that I've created, apparently. Apparently they're created every time you time travel, obviously, so I guess I've time traveled so much I just didn't even realize how many times I've probably time traveled through the course of the game. I don't think there's anything more mind-numbing than this game. I don't think anything causes more brain disease, more brain cancer than this game. Find me a game that's longer than this game, that's still 8-bit era. You know, find me a game that's longer than this game, and as bad. Because I think even though I don't like Super Pitfall at all, I hate that game, I think that game is easily shorter than this game. At least I think. I've never really completed Super Pitfall, so I don't really know. But I don't really think there's any games as long as this one, but are also as bad as this one. Time to drop off the flashlight. One less object to deal with.
Sorry about that, like, popping for a little bit. I didn't realize my hand had slipped a little bit and my mic was so close to my head. Sorry about that. But now it should be a lot better. I moved it back to where it was. That was funny. It looked like the beer was walking the DeLorean. Kind of funny, actually. More just walking around, trying to collect random items. Nothing real fun or exciting about this crap, you know? But it's just one of those things and the way it goes sometimes. As we are slowly but surely reaching the 2-hour mark. Slowly. Very, very slowly, but we are. It takes forever, I know, but one day we will reach it. And once we have reached our goals, life will be much better. We will all be better people. As I've said that before already, so I'm already starting to repeat myself. Which is really bad, because I shouldn't be. Hamburgers die, birds die, fish die, shoot bubbles, snails, birds, 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 annoying music, shit, birds, spiky guys that are from Mario that shouldn't be in this game. Yeah, that sums up that area. How many times have we seen 1985's background? How many times have we seen 55? And how many times have we seen 2015's? As I drop off the roulette wheel. And one last object now. We're slowly getting there, people. We're slowly getting there. And if you don't know, there is no epic ending. There is none. No epic ending. It just kind of ends like the like some other NES games. Hoverboard. Need to get as many objects of the stupid radioactive crap as I can. Ooh, a key! Not like I need it, but I have a key now! Yay! A key. Oh, stupid hamburger didn't have a radioactive piece. Jump back over. Computer! Run back over here, grab that radioactive piece again, just because I can. Didn't really need to, but as many as I can possibly get, the easier the better, you know? know what? Screw it. There we go. Bat. Haha. Use another bat to my advantage. Yay, bats! Yay! That was kind of funny, actually. Going back to 55 again. Which looks exactly as 2015, except it's slightly different. Because they put no effort into the game whatsoever. As we've reached 2 hours into this video, we're actually 2 hours and 1 minute now into this, and I am amazed that we have played it this much, that we have struggled together. A fish just hit me in the ass. Grab another radioactive piece, go in here. Baseball bat. We got like 8 or so more of these objects left. Moving faster than light. Moving faster than the speed of light. Except I'm not. That would be like the Flash, and that would be cooler. It would take less time. $19.85. Woo! That was funny, you must admit. I stopped moving for a second, I had to grab something, but that was kind of actually humorous. That clone just kind of walked into a manhole and disappeared. I don't even know why. Because there's some reason they glitch over manholes. Stuff that makes no sense, you know. Can't believe this video is like over 2 hours long. That's just unbelievable. Like I said, after this one we will definitely be doing some shorter ones for a little bit. Get back into the swing of things with some easier games. What item? Oh yay, the skateboard! And with the skateboard place, it's one less item I gotta deal with. And now, let me call the thing in, because actually what's interesting is, the hoverboard and the skateboard are almost at the exact same place, just one in 85 and the other one in 2015. See? Right there. I found it, you know, that's kind of cool, really not, because they're kind of related items. Kind of mentioned how they can be select the wrong one before, but, you know, even with that being said, there you go. As we continue to work our way through the hell that is this game. Just trying to get it done now. I mean, we're so close, we can like almost see it. We can almost see the end. Because there's only a few more objects that need to be placed in their correct places, and then for whatever reason, I then have the almanac. I don't get it. I still don't get it. I don't understand. I don't even understand this game at all. I don't understand any of it. Really, to be completely honest, but still. Man. walking through. Just got a few more of these stupid craps to put. Grab any radioactive crap that I can grab. And try to speed along the process here. There's a star. Man, I'm sorry for silence. What can I say at this point? I'm like, come on. I'm just concentrating and trying to get this done. Trying to finish it. Trying to finish the game of life. Not the little pig people. No, not that one. But real life. This is the real life game of Back to the Future Part 2 and Part 3. But this video is just Part 2, so it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Forget Part 3. Part 3 does not exist as far as we are concerned at this very moment. When I do Part 3, when that game is complete, then we have done Part 3. But until that happens, Part 2 is all that matters. And finishing it is our #1 priority. Because we've already been working on it, wasting half our lives on this game. We have wasted our lives trying to complete a game that sucks so much that it's not worth beating. Because the ending is not worth the effort that you put into it. This is definitely the game that the effort that it takes to complete it is not worth the ending that you get for completing it. Not even remotely close. Not even remotely close. I'd rather have, they could just say the end and it be, about the same equivalent. At least they give you something better than just the end, like some games do. But usually those that give you that are usually shorter. They may be crappy, but they're shorter games. Much shorter games than this one. Take much less time than this one does to complete. Tricycle. Tricycle. You can smell it, can't you? You can smell the sweet taste of victory. You just have to get to it. You just have to be able to take that victory, snag it away from the claws of an evil creature, and eat it, digest it, enjoy it. We're that close. That's the point we're getting to. It could just be that I'm doing this for over 2 hours and I'm starting to get a little hungry. But, even with that, I can still taste victory. I will taste victory. I can smell victory, but I need to taste it. Almost there. Almost to that point. So close. Ow. And of course I get shot by Biff. It looks like a cop still. Seriously, it looks like a cop. It could be a cop. And it would have made more sense. Because it's a random cop trying to stop you for no reason. It would make more sense than just Biff in a blue jumpsuit and blue hat. It makes absolutely no sense as far as I'm concerned. We are down to 3 objects left. Can you believe it? We have 3 more objects to place. And once they're placed, we are good to go. No longer shall we suffer in pain. No longer shall we suffer the tragedy of seeing Back to the Future Part 2 and 3 destroy our families, our homes, like a F5 tornado or a Category 5 hurricane or an 8.0 earthquake or something. I don't know. No longer shall we have to watch that, because we only have 3 more objects to be placed in their correct positions in the puzzle rooms of word scrambles. Then we obtain an almanac that we're only doing so we can then destroy it. If that makes any sense whatsoever. It's been so long since we were in this area, because it's near the very beginning, when I first came up here at the very beginning of the game. But it's still worth it. It still means something. Calling the DeLorean. Take me to 15. and drop off the fax machine. Which I don't know why that's in 15. I thought it'd be 85, but still. Then again, do they even have them? I was like, no one even uses fax machines nowadays that much. It's different things, you know? Kinda off the ball on that one, at least. Anyway, I'm not gonna care that much. Now I need to get 10 radioactive pieces in order to travel back to 85. So I can maneuver around to get back to the other side of the map in order to go to another time period to drop off the second to last item. Trying to avoid clones at all costs. Stupid birds. More annoying stupid birds. Call the DeLorean. Back to 85 we go. And now that we're back here, we must work our way to collect more radioactive pieces. Because the whole purpose is to keep collecting them so we can then travel again. And it's like, come on, at this point, I can't just... Unbelievable that I still need all these radioactive pieces in order to continue. It's amazing, actually. And none of the hamburgers are dropping them. Seriously. Like, the game kinda knows. The game knows I'm almost done, so it wants me to take longer than possible, than I should. I collect the last few radioactive pieces of crap in order to finish this game up. That's just retarded. Seriously, it's just absolutely retarded. There we go, radioactive piece. There's another one, a Biff on a stupid hoverboard. Screw you. Okay, I'll take the hoverboard now, and somehow Biff is on that side again. Screw that clone. 3, 4. So far we gotta do this at least 2 more times of collecting 10, I think. Oh, come on, you're kidding me. There we go. Another clone! Oh my god, I haven't traveled seemingly that much, it feels like. And yet there's just all these clones. Another one. There's 7. What's over on this side? You know what? It's not really worth my time. Haha, clone disappeared in a pipe. I'll just keep collecting this one. Screw it. It has to be on some on this side, though. It just gotta be. There's no way they didn't put some on this side. You know what? I don't care. I fell in the water there. Out of the freaking DeLorean. Oh, wow. I don't know how going on the DeLorean somehow made a radioactive piece just randomly appear again, but hell, I'll take it. Come on, drop one. There we go. There we go. But always collect as many as possible. Because you're gonna need them. It's the #1 rule of this game. Collect as many as humanly possible. Which is only 40, but still. The closer you have to 40 every time, the less you gotta backtrack and do other worthless crap. Well, there's a decent amount on this. It's amazing how many I can collect on this street, but the previous street that I was on had, like, none. Every enemy I killed didn't drop one. That's just amazing that somehow this street's the one that allows me to be able to do that. Wow. How many more? Okay, well, I guess no more travel. Let's travel to 2015 and drop off another item here. The second to last item. Running over to the left. Come on, no, damn you. There we go, there's a radioactive piece. There's 7. There's 8. Let's go in here and drop off the windshield wipers. Yay, they're gone. Now we literally have one more item left. Can you believe it? Can you believe we finally are down to only one more item left? And now I have 10. I'm able to time travel. With some time traveling back to 85, work my way over 2 streets. I need to collect 10 within that time now, and time travel one last time in order to drop off the final object, the hula hoop. Drop off the object in the correct year of 55. And then it's done. At least after you've done all the objects, the game instantly ends. Thank God. If it didn't, I would have been furious and thrown the keyboard or something at that point. I'm just like... I'm like picking up that sandwich of victory now. It's slowly moving towards my mouth, but for some reason both of my arms have like fallen asleep and they're all numb and stuff, and I gotta somehow be able to get that burger from that plate to my mouth. And collecting these last 10 radioactive pieces is the ability for my arms to gain full control back and able to get the sweet, sweet sandwich of victory to my mouth in order to take a bite. Savor it, enjoy it, and feel like I've accomplished something with my life by being Back to the Future Part 2 and 3 for the NES, brought to us by LJN. Yeah, get revved up, people. Feel it. Feel the power of victory. Feel the power of accomplishment. There's only 5 left. But you know what? How about we do this? I got 6 now. I'm just gonna keep going here. This is it. I'm just gonna keep grabbing this one. Because it doesn't matter. I'm hoping it keeps reappearing until I get all 10. There's 8. Come on. Come on. You know you want to reappear. You know you want... There it is. Oh, there we go, 9. Come on. Reappear one more time. Thank you, God. We have 10. We have it. The last time travel. The last freaking time travel. We have done it. We're in 55. This is where the last object goes. This is it. This is it, people. The final run. I just have to platform like a moron until I can get to the final area. I don't even need radioactive pieces anymore. I don't need them anymore. There's no reason to have them anymore. Oh my god, that frog. Oh god, frog. Oh my god, another frog. Oh god. They both want me gone. Come on. Run. Run, Marty McFly, like you've never run before. Run. Over it. There's the pipe. There it is. Oh man, there it is. Hula hoop. Oh god, we did it. We have done it. We have the almanac. Quick, destroy the almanac. Well done, it's destroyed. The time-space continuum's being repaired. You have succeeded. But idiot Doc somehow got lost in 1875 in the Wild West, and it's going to cause a ripple effect if he stays there. Here's the password in order to get right to the second part. That's the password I will be using. And with that, it ends another play it through. I hope you have enjoyed the epicness that has been Back to the Future Part 2 and 3. And if you haven't, I'm sorry.